again for tuning in. This is Sandrine, and I am so very excited about the dish I'm about to make for y'all today, and it really hits home to me. I'm making my creamy coconut rice. The reason this dish is so dear to my heart is because back in school, as you know, I went to well, you guys didn't know this, but since I'm originally from Cameroon, I went to a Catholic boarding school, and we had like visiting Sunday once a month. So my parents would always come and my mom would make this dish, and I grew to love it. So that's what I'm making for y'all today, with my twist, of course, with 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese, which is going to give it that creaminess that it needs. So it's called my creamy coconut rice. Today I'm going to start with half of a red onion. You hear that? And as soon as the onion hits the oil, I mean, the aroma, the smell of the whole apartment or home, your home, just, I mean, it lights up. So as that's going, I'm going to tell you about the other ingredients that's going to go in real quick. I'm going to use basmati rice. I love basmati rice because it's an aromatic rice and it doesn't stick like regular rice, and you don't want your rice to stick for this dish. So you want it really nice and separated. So I'm using the basmati rice, and it's has its own unique flavor. And I'm also using smoked sausage. Y'all gonna think it's like jambalaya, or I forgot the other kind of rice that's type rice it is out there, but this is, I'm gonna use, is gonna give that smokiness to my rice. I'm using half a cup, oh sorry, so this is 2 cups of basmati rice. This is 2 cups of smoked sausage, and this is a cup and a half of frozen vegetables. And what I have here is carrots, green beans, and corn. I love the colors in the dish. It's gonna bring it out. And let me make sure that my onions don't want them to get too brown. You just want them to line up a little bit. And again, I have my ginger and garlic paste. I'm gonna use just a teaspoon this time. This is my teaspoon, y'all. Don't laugh at me. But this is more like 2 teaspoons, but I'm using my teaspoon. Stir that in. And over here I have my chicken broth. I'm going to use 2 cups of that. I have my 2 cups of coconut milk. That's the secret ingredient, along with the cream cheese. And I also have my pureed can of tomato. So this is 1 cup, you see? 1 cup of tomato puree. And in the pot I already started with a cup of vegetable oil, and then you add your onions. So we're gonna start by seasoning the dish right from the start, and I'm gonna add my cream cheese later. So I'm gonna have 2 teaspoons of salt. I love my crushed red pepper, y'all. This just brings a kick to any dish. It doesn't matter if it's dessert. I have 2 teaspoons. Have that stirred in. Now right away, I'm gonna put in my basmati rice because I want it to toast up just a little bit. Y'all, it looks like I'm making like risotto, but it's not. This is how I make my coconut rice. People make theirs differently, but I want to start by toasting up my rice. So when I get back, I'm gonna show you how the rice already looks toasted. So we'll be right back. As y'all can see, the rice is quite toasted up. I'm gonna get this so you can see. See, it's starting to get just a little bit brown. Now at this point, you want to add your can of tomato puree. You hear that sizzle? That's what you want to hear, because you know the pot's really dry. So now the rice is gonna start absorbing all that tomato juice, all that flavor. That's what you want, okay? Right away, after adding my tomato juice, okay, or my tomato puree, I'm going to put in the cream cheese. Philadelphia cream cheese, a soft brand, so 4 ounces go in. This is where we're going to start building that creamy texture that we always want for our dish, okay? And as I was telling y'all, this dish is so dear to my heart, and I believe it's dear to another person that's very close to me too. I really think he's gonna get mad at me, but I really think this is the dish that practically sealed the deal for my fiance to finally propose, because my fiance loves rice like no other. And the first time I made this coconut rice, he could not just get enough of it. But that's That's what I think. And next, if you want to come and take a look, this is my 2 cups of coconut milk. See all that creaminess? Now we're gonna let this simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes so the rice can take up the flavor of the coconut milk and the cream cheese, okay? So you see that? We're gonna incorporate the cream cheese. It's gonna melt right in. And we're back. I want y'all to come back and take a look. Before we left on our break, I was telling you about this dish cylinder deal for my fiance. And I want you to take a look and see. We're almost halfway through. If you take a look and see how the sauce has thickened up, and you see how the rice has started to plump up just a little bit. Now, this is the last stage. Now, these are little Maggi cubes. We call them Maggi back home. Now, these are like, they have that kind of flavor as soy sauce. I love using this cubes because it's just like those chicken bouillons. I can never pronounce the words, but I'm just gonna squish that in. Sometimes they're hard, but they come like this. This is actually imported from home. You can actually find this in some African stores, but my mom always sends this to me from back home, so I use this, but you can find it anywhere. So I'm gonna put this in. And make sure your stove is on medium, okay? You don't want the rice to burn. It's a slow cooking process, and it's a 1-pot dish, very easy. At this point, I'm gonna dump in my vegetables. My sausage, these are already smoked, so they're ready to eat. But I wanna put it in so it absorbs the flavor. It's so delicious. I told you I eat and cook at the same time. By the time I'm ready to eat, I'm already full. This is my 1 can of chicken stock. You hear that sizzle? You want to make sure the rice doesn't stick to the pot. So I'm adding 1 can of chicken stock. I want you guys to take a look. Just take a look at the colors. See the vegetables, the color, the sausage. And this is my 2nd can of chicken broth. Or you can use any broth you want. Turkey broth, beef broth. At this point, we're just gonna stir in everything together. Make sure your Maggi cubes, if you don't want to use Maggi, can't find it, just use a little salt and pepper. But I use salt in the beginning, and my little crushed pepper, my ginger paste. So we're gonna let this, we're gonna cover this. Just leave it alone. Everything's ready to go, 1-pot dish, and I'm gonna cover it up. See you guys back in about 20 minutes, and this is gonna be all ready to go and plated up. Y'all are gonna love this dish. I'll see y'all soon. Welcome back, y'all. It's been 25 minutes exactly. I want y'all to take a look at this. You can see this is a 1-pot dish, a 1-pot meal like I was telling you before. You see all your sausage is plumped up, your vegetables, your rice, everything is nice separated. You see the creaminess in it. It tastes so good. Now we're gonna plate, okay? So, gonna get a spoonful. Oh my God. You can just smell it. Look at the sausage. Now, this is my plate, okay? So I'm gonna put a lot of sausage and see that cream cheese and the vegetables. Okay, I'm gonna do that. And a little sprig of cilantro just for garnish. It's my end result. Okay, get ready to eat. I'm telling y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this dish as much as my family, my fiance, and as much as I did when I was back in school. Y'all know how long that is, so let's do that. The smokiness of the sausage, creaminess of the cream cheese come together. See y'all later. Thanks for joining me. Bye.